And welcome in to Lone Peak Fieldhouse for Lone Peak Basketball on Game Night Live Rewind. Dusty Lister with you tonight. The Lone Peak Knights welcome in the Pleasant Grove Vikings. Lone Peak comes in 8-7 on the year, went 0-5 the first round of region play. Pleasant Grove comes in 15-3 and 5-0 in region play through the first go-around in Region 4. And both coaches know they have a lot to work on. The 6A state tournament feels like it's as open as it's been in a lot of years, including last year. They're going to have a good one as the back half of the year is upon us. It is Sellers and Garrett to jump it up. And we will start with Pleasant Grove. PG was efficient in that first matchup. Folks, they were 20 of 24 from shots taken 8 feet in that first matchup as they go inside to Garrett. And Garrett with the first two. They also made 30 free throws in that first matchup as well as Hansen sends out the Sellers. There's the Sellers, Fotheringham, Dayton, McKay Tanner, and K.O. Hansen. Dayton sends out the Fotheringham. Fotheringham outside Sellers, pump the three. Sellers free throw line J is good. And we're tied up at 2. And then you see Swiggett. Oh, he's on the floor. So a different starting 5 than we've seen from Lone Peak. So here's McCaden Adams, one of the top scorers in 6A. Sends to the corner to Garrett. A little long on the 3. That's off of McKay. And we'll stay here with PG. That ball was off McKay Tanner. Got it in, a block to Sellers. Tanner Hanks was sent back. We'll keep our eye on the clock tonight. Again, it's our clock on the screen's unofficial. As K.O. Hansen with the steal. We did have a clock malfunction in the girls' game. The clock was sitting at 5:33 for over a minute. As Fotheringham sends out the Sellers. Bryce hanging on a pivot, swatted away by Garrett. And then K.O. Hansen poked it away, but we'll have a loose ball foul called on Lone Peak, and that will go against Bryce Sellers. And that's the first foul of the night.
His first personal is team foul.
So Evan Anderson over to Hanks. Top with Garrett. Garrett goes at Fotheringham, got past him, took the bump, got the bucket. And that will put Isaac Garrett at the line looking for the three-point play. So a foul on Luke Fotheringham and the second team foul. And Garrett hits the free throw. Fotheringham past Hanks, sends it to Tanner. McKay Tanner, a little J won't fall. Fotheringham keeps it alive. The Sellers has it, give it up to Tanner. Back out Fotheringham. Bryce Sellers gets it back to Fotheringham for 3. Long, and the rebound taken by McCaden Adams. Adams down the lane at Hansen, can't get it, and then a late whistle. Gonna put McCaden Adams at the line for 2 free throws. As that foul will go on K.O. Hansen, and the third team foul.
First personal foul, third team foul at the line for the Vikings. McCaden Adams, 2-2.
So McCaden at the line. And he's off on the first free throw. Talking with Coach Randy McAllister, asked him about Adams and not necessarily where he would rank him, but traits that he has, like some of the best players he's had, like C.J. Wilcox and others. And they talked about with McCaden that he's just such a shocking scorer that you think he's having an off night, and then you look and you see he has over 20 points, and he does it so quietly. He has some threes and things, but just not the big splash plays all the time. As Fotheringham dribbles into the baseline and lucky not to turn that over as Tanner picks up the loose ball. And Tanner now switched on to Garrett. McKay on the drive, look the sharp off the backboard. Rebound to Adams. McCade and Den Lane send to the corner. Michael Mitten sends up top to Garrett. Now out to Adams, and they'll reset the offense. Coach McAllister wants to reset. And they'll do that up top with Evan Anderson. Adams, Hanks cycle through to Anderson. Garrett tried to go a little high-low. And that's out of bounds off of PG. And it'll be Lone Peak ball. Here's Sellers. He's got the lone points for the Knights. Give it up to Fotheringham. Down the lane, and Luke Fotheringham draws the foul.
By number 21, Evan Anderson. His
First personal foul on Evan Anderson. 4:24 left in the opening quarter. Drop it in, Fotheringham, and the double team comes. And it'll be a jump ball. Possession arrow keeping it here at Lone Peak. And that's out of bounds off of Garrett. Is Luke Fotheringham the trigger? Tough pass, and that's out of bounds off of PG. Goes off of Anderson. As PG guarding this inbound very, very well. That goes into K.O. Hansen, hands back to Fotheringham. Now McKay Tanner. Dayton up top to Fotheringham. Now to McKay Tanner. Sends back out. Dayton for three. And that's wide and off the mark. Rebound taken by McCaden Adams. Head to Garrett, to the corner to Hanks. Adams from way outside, back rimmed. And the loose ball tracked down by Dayton. Sellers pump the three inside Dayton. Back out to Hansen, KO. Sellers, now Tanner. And McKay Tanner crawls that one home. And the slow-paced first quarter continues. 3:15 on a rolling clock here in the opening frame. Adams. Again, can get the three to go on the rebound to Hansen. McKay Tanner. Sellers to Fotheringham. Tanner pumped the three. He sends opposite to Dayton. Now Sellers. And the pass and crash. Charging on Sellers. That is number 2 on Bryce Sellers.
By number 24, Bryce Sellers. Second personal foul for team foul.
Play has been so in vogue. Become more and more so throughout the state. Defense is after the pass, stand your ground and take the charge. So 14 fouls on Lone Peak, 1 to Pleasant Grove. Into the corner. As Webb sends that back up top to Adams. Webb. Out to Mickelson. Back up to Adams. High post to Hanks and Fotheringham. They poked that one away. This 2-3 zone. Lone Peak put some pressure on the ball. They go inside to Garrett and the big fella. They're able to put that one away. And it's 8-4 PG. As you see the size advantage. Staley and Taji set to check in. KO. Back over to Tanner. Oh, KO Hansen was not looking. He passed that off and wasn't looking, and McKay Tanner's pass actually was right on spot. So turnover and a ball go back in the hands of Pleasant Grove. So Staley and Taji come on. For Staley, the freshman. And Taji, sophomore, as they go ball in the corner to Hanks. As we're under a minute left in the quarter. Sent out to Adams off on the 3. The loose ball in the hands of McKay Tanner. Tanner, free throw line jumper, good. 4 points for Tanner. In a low-scoring first quarter. Remember, Lone Peak held their game against American Fork, was it 38-36 in regulation? Remember, no shot clock this year in Utah high school basketball, be coming next year. PG's going to take down this the final moments of this first quarter. Adams, pass picked off by Staley. Isaac Staley at the horn. And now Duke for the first quarter, a low scoring quarter, but it's in favor of Pleasant Grove. The Vikings lead 8-6. You're watching Game Night Live Rewind's coverage of Lone Peak basketball on KSLSports.com. And we'll start with Pleasant Grove. Tanner Hanks goes inside to Garrett. Power dribble, can't get that, and then has a loose ball foul on top of it. Tanner comes off the screen of Hansen, and we're tied at 8. McKay Tanner with 6 first half points. Tanner back up top. And the 3 on the way, and good. Evan Anderson from downtown. First 3 from either side tonight. McKay Tanner on the drive, hangs and hits. Tanner is the leading scorer on the year for Lone Peak. And a great start for him as he's now at 8 points. As the Knights have not been suckered in and taking a bunch of threes. And can they hold this pace? Mickelson to the corner to Anderson, inside to Hanks, and the foul. Oh. And that pass stolen by Isaac Staley. Tanner ahead of DeMille. Now Taji, give it up to Tanner. He'll reset the offense. K.O. Hansen along the baseline. Can't get it to go on the rebound. Taken by Lone Peak, or pardon, by PG. And it's Mitten. Garrett out to Anderson. Garrett on the drive. Garrett splits the pair. In a 2-point game, 12-10. There goes McKay Tanner. Now Taji. Taji over to Staley. Isaac sends out Taji. Will pull for three. And it crawls off, taken by Garrett. Now on the push with McCaden Adams. Adams into Sellers, and then a late whistle and a charge on McCaden Adams. Sellers was in danger. Isaac Staley drives, hangs. Oh, and it crawls off. Great take by the young man. Couldn't get it to drop. Now PG can take their time. McCaden Adams can't get that to go. Taji with the rebound. Ahead Staley. Eyes into the corner. DeMille off on the three. Staley can't get the three to go. And Lone Peak been 12-10 for a bit. Missing opportunities to tie or take the lead. And a block by Staley. He got Garrett at the rim. Here comes Tanner inside Fotheringham. Luke cycles through to Taji. No on the three. Staley with the board. Too sharp. And now a loose ball foul on Pleasant Grove. 4:13 left in the third quarter. I want to apologize for the technical issue without audio for the beginning part of the second quarter. It's still low scoring. Half continues, and Lone Peak's had, what, 4, maybe 5 possessions at 12-10, and unable to get shots to fall and multiple shots as well. I almost feel like it's a fourth quarter, and a comeback's been made, and they just can't get the bucket. Fotheringham will inbound into Isaac Staley. Oh, that great block on Isaac Garrett, as Garrett with the steal there on that pass, looking for Fotheringham. As Dayton and K.O. Hansen come on, as Taji and DeMille come off. But Isaac Staley's been, that block on Garrett at the rim, you can only mention so many times, he's a freshman, and there's the 5 seconds. McKay Tanner couldn't get that ball in. And PG does to them what Lone Peak did in that first matchup. This 2-3 zone has really slowed up the PG offense. They go to lob backside to Mitten, and it's Fotheringham with the steal. Now on the push with Tanner. McKay, pull up, got it. Tied up at 12, and that's 10 points for McKay Tanner. He has all but 2 points. So with Bryce Sellers at the beginning of the game. Bryce had the first 2 of the night for Lone Peak. And it's out, since then, it's all McKay Tanner. Evan Anderson off on the three. We'll have a loose ball foul on Isaac Garrett. His second, team's 5th.
Committed by number 33, Isaac Garrett. His second personal foul. 15th foul for the Vikings.
And we'll see, yes, he's going to come off the floor as Mickelson will come on. And Garrett, who's the leading scorer for PG, will come off the floor as he has all but 4 points. There's only one other field goal for PG that is not Isaac Garrett. That's a 3 from Anderson. As Tanner hands off to Fotheringham. Luke sends back to Tanner for 3, and it won't go. But an extra possession from Dayton. Fotheringham hands back to Tanner. Now he gives back to Staley. Fotheringham goes at McCaden Adams. Sends back up top. Tanner to the corner. Dayton for 3. Oh, he's out of bounds. Oh no, offensive foul on the screen. That's number 2 on Fotheringham. As Fotheringham will come off the floor. Tadji was trying to check back in, was a little late to the table. He'll come in the next dead ball. But to the pace of this game, it might be pretty soon. Adams, nice find inside to Hanks, who's all by himself for the easy 2, and PG reclaims the lead. Tanner short on that take. He thought he might get the call and did not get it. PG looks to extend this 2-point advantage. Straight away at Mickelson. Mitten. Back up top of Anderson. Now Adams finds a cutting Mitten to the hole as he lays it in. So now a 4-point lead for Pleasant Grove. Hansen has that poked away by Adams. Now they got a bit of an advantage. If Dayton gets it, travel. So good minutes from Isaac Staley. He'll come off as Tadji will come back on.
Also checking in Luke Fotheringham. He's in for KO Hansen.
As Fotheringham comes on for Hansen. As we near the 1-minute mark in the first half. Might feel like we hit the way back machine. This is 2005 action. Not actually Lone Peak 2000. Well, maybe that Lone Peak 2005 team was coming off the Jackson Emery years with Corey Chase and Stepp. Is on the drive, unable to get it, was Mitten. Gets his own board and putback. And Mitten now with 4 points. As extending the lead to 6. As McKay Tanner sends up to Fotheringham. Luke terminates, sends out to Tadji. McCaden Adams all over the young sophomore, hands back to Sellers. Luke Fotheringham banks in the 3. Weekend hours as the half will come to a close, and Adams 3 off the mark. Low scoring half, but we got a close one. It's Pleasant Grove 18, Lone Peak 15. As you're watching Lone Peak basketball on Game Night Live Rewind on KSLSports.com. And welcome back into Lone Peak Fieldhouse. Dusty Litster with you. Lone Peak Night Basketball on Game Night Live Rewind. A low-scoring first half, but it's a 3-point game. And the first matchup at PG this year. It was a close game at the half. And the third quarter was a quarter that belonged to PG. And Lone Peak continued to keep the pace. They've had a really throughout region. First half's very tight. And then had some games get away. The the American Fork game, of course, Yalranier with a bucket with no time left, as McKay Tanner can't get that one to drop. So PG been more and obliged to play the slow down game. Their size advantage. Isaac Garrett, the center, 8 points in the first half. Does have the 2 personal fouls that sat him down toward the end of the second quarter. As McCaden Adams gives up to Anderson for 3 off the mark. Rebound to Adams. Goes at Sellers. That'll be number 3 on Bryce Sellers. It'll put McCaden Adams at the line for 2 free throws.
His first person. At the line, McKaden Adams.
As Adams hits the first. Mitchell McCaden, one of the top scorers in 6A, averaging maybe 25 points a game. So 20-15. As Hansen sends it the corner to Sellers. And now up top to Dayton. You're not seeing Swiggett tonight. Now with Fotheringham trying to get around Adams. No call on the contact on the drive. And up the floor we go with PG. We've had moments of fouls and then whistle swallowing. And again, I have no rooting interest. Want a close game. Want a game close down the stretch. And
Third personal, second team foul. Checking in for tonight's Darren Taji. He replaces Luke Fotheringham. Vikings will inbound.
there's Hanks going to trigger in. Oh, nice job move without the ball. Michael Mitten extends it to the lead to 7, and now a block on McCaden Adams. Number 2 on Adams. The largest lead of the night for Pleasant Grove is 7 points.
Foul committed by number 24, McKaden Adams. Checking in for the Knights, Jackson Best.
So Jackson Best comes on for the first time tonight. There's Lone Peak trying to find their way to get the ball in the hoop. Tanner with the flyby. He really had it blocked and then made a decision midair to try to pass it. It goes out of bounds, and it is Viking basketball. Tanner's going to come off in favor of Isaac Staley. It is Best, Sellers, Hansen, Taji, and Staley on the floor. Only 2 starters. And Sellers and Hansen. As Mitten give it up to Anderson. Mitten, Anderson, Garrett, Adams, and Hanks on the floor for Coach McAllister. Anderson to the corner. Adams with a couple of flybys, hanging on a pivot. Sends out to Mitten, and a timeout taken by Coach Randy McAllister. And we'll take it with him. You're watching Lone Peak Basketball on Game Night Live Rewind.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
Vikings will inbound.
5:36 left in the third quarter. And it is a 7-point lead for PG, and they have the basketball. Come out of the timeout from Coach McAllister. And Hanks gives up to Mitten. Now up top to Hanks. Now reset it here with Evan Anderson. Going to Isaac Garrett. Garrett rotates it to the corner three, and it's Tanner Hanks knocking down the triple, and now the largest lead of the evening, 10 points for PG, and they're going to pressure the basketball as Taji says that ball to the baseline to Staley, and that ball out of bounds off of PG. We're going to have the clock. Our clock member on the screen is unofficial. We'll get it down to 4:53 rather, and then we'll start it as we're synced with the game clock. Best from the corner, no, and the rebound to Anderson. He sends ahead to Hanks. Everybody back, and Hanks hangs and hits, and it's a 12-point lead for PG. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with them. We'll be right back. You're watching Lone Peak Basketball on Game Night Live Rewind. So out of that timeout for Coach Ross. Looking to try to stymie this as it's a 12-point lead for Pleasant Grove. And third quarter's been a bugaboo for Lone Peak. They've played well in the first half. The game's kept them tight, low scoring and high scoring, but the third quarter has just been the undoing. They've dug holes and deficits they haven't been able to get out of, and Staley fortunate to have that ball go out of bounds off of PG. So you got the young freshman trapped in the corner. As they're saying that Sellers did not get the table quick enough. So Bryce Sellers will come back on as McKay Tanner. 10 first half points. They'll be able to get going. Taji from the corner, and he knocks it down. Three-pointer for Taji. So Dallin Taji. See if I can get this Lone Peak offense moving. They trail by 9. Hanks, Garrett to Adams, blocked away by Isaac Staley, his second block at the rim tonight. And now a foul to Garrett, and that is number 3 on Isaac Garrett. And Coach McAllister's telling me, got to be smart. One of the huge advantage for PG is the size of Garrett versus this Lone Peak lineup. But now Garrett will come off the floor with foul trouble. Notice he scored 1 point since the 7-point first quarter. He's got 8 on the evening. As McKay Tanner working on Minton, gets inside, can't finish. Again, thought he'd get a call, did not. And then we have loose ball foul on K.O. Hansen. Again, we've had interesting times of the whistles being swallowed and the whistles being blown toward the rim. And I don't think every piece of contact's a foul. It's been interesting trying to get a feel for how it's going to go. As get the ball to the corner to Adams. Anderson, Hanks, now Minton. Here's Mickelson. Mickelson trapped on the baseline. Found Anderson. The ball goes out of his hands. Here comes McKay Tanner. Back out, Staley for 3. Won't go, but it's K.O. Hansen. K.O.'s first points of the night. The football star deciding to go to Utah State. Of course, he had the clinching interception in the 6A state championship football game this year. Didn't play basketball last year. Said he wanted to get back on the hardwood. Oh, this year is Hanks. Hey, here we go. Take the bump. No call. And it's a 9-point game. So going to be consistent with contact in the paint, it feels. There's Taji up top with Mickelson. Into the corner, McKay Tanner. How about Bryce Sellers? He scored the first points of the night. Has been saddled with 3 fouls, but has not scored since then. And Hanks with the steal. Here comes Adams, back to Hanks. Tanner goes past Hansen and lays it in. And Hanks now with 11. Taji sends out to Bryce Sellers. 4-3. Inside of a minute 50 left in the third. Coach Ross going deep into that roster. It was like Chamberlain Burgess is going to check in. Nice pass on the baseline, and Mickelson with the layup. Quickly ahead, and the steal by Mickelson. Looking like his brother down the lane, and a charge. Defenders underneath the hoop. And I said it earlier, I got the third official way years ago. We have a shot clock coming. The restricted area needs to be implemented in high school basketball because by definition, that is a charge, but I mean, good grief. I mean, even Lone Peak fans, this guy's standing underneath the hoop. I'm not sure what the offensive player is supposed to do, but by definition, he was set in the paint, gave him the foul, and the charge wipes off the bucket. It's a 10-point game, 33-23. As DeMille goes backdoor to Chamberlain Burgess, sends out to Tadji for three. Dylan Tadji's second three of the third. Yeah, it's a 7-point game. Chamberlain Burgess, the son of Chris Burgess, is Mickelson short on the shot. And offensive board, an extra possession for PG. And Coach Randy McAllister, without a shot clock, might be looking for the final shot of the quarter. As you got two freshmen out there, Staley and Burgess. As Hank's going to go at Staley. And it's a foul on DeMille. That'll be the fourth team foul on Lone Peak. Of course, Chris Burgess, the assistant coach of BYU basketball and the former #1 recruit in America that went to Duke. Then transferred and finished his college career at the University of Utah. They're going to trigger in to McCaden Adams, gets to the rim and finishes. The clock will continue to run. Inside to K.O. Hansen. K.O. no. Burgess the follow. Adams at the horn. As we head to the fourth quarter, it is PG with a 9-point lead, 35-26. You are watching Lone Peak basketball on Game Night Live Rewind. Start of the fourth quarter. Game Night Live Rewind game of the week. Dusty Lister with you. As always, Game Night Live Rewind brought to you by Hydeman and Associates and Western Governors University. 2022 is the year of you. Finish your degree on your own terms and at your own speed. Go to WGU.edu to sign up for a $2,500 scholarship. Again, that's WGU.edu. Make 2022 the year of you. Another block at the rim for Lone Peak, trailing 35-28. And now a foul on the drive against PG. And we'll put Bryce Sellers at the line for two. And that foul goes to Evan Anderson. Number 4 on PG, number 2 on Anderson. And Sellers rims out the first. As McKay Tanner will come on for DeMille. As Sellers hits the second. So 39-29. As the three off by Anderson and the rebound tracked down by Hansen. And Lone Peak rather with the chance to lessen this deficit is Sellers for 3 short. And the rebound taken by Isaac Garrett quickly ahead to Anderson. Straight away, Minton, 4-3. Michael Minton has been huge tonight. Timely buckets, it's 9 points now from Michael Minton. Sellers to the corner, K.O. Hansen off on the three, board to Isaac Staley, and he's fouled by Garrett. That is number 4 on Isaac Garrett. And that'll put Isaac Staley at the line for 2 free throws. And Coach McAllister immediately going to pull him. And well, no, if I read Mickelson right, let's see who he comes in for. Is Isaac off on the free throw? Yeah, he is. He's coming in for Minton. And then it's going to be Grant Webb coming on from Isaac Garrett. And then Isaac Staley will get his second free throw. Goes 0 for 2. Burgess with the board, the floater, and bucket. Hey, the future is now with 2 freshmen that have come up big for Coach Rob Ross. Anderson, cut off by Tanner, now on the baseline. That passes airmailed and out of bounds. It will be Lone Peak basketball. Trailing by 7. 6:03 left in the fourth. Stay tuned for our Heidemann Associates Player of the Game. Again, Heidemann Associates, a flat rate law firm. You need to get your living will and trust set up a flat rate. They're not going to charge you by the hour. They charge you just by getting it done for their services. They go to Utah.law as Burgess gets around, sends out to Tanner. McKay on the drive, sends out. Chamberlain. Burgess hits the deck on the three. Nearly got to go. Now on the push, Mickelson hands back to Adams, and he will back things out. I love the effort from Chamberlain Burgess. First time we got to see Chamberlain in the games I've done anyway. As Adams going to back things out, get up 7. Is the foul going to go to McKay Tanner. Number 1 on McKay. As Isaac Staley will come off. That's the 15th foul.
Vikings will inbound.
Here's Webb. Well, back up top to Adams inside of 5 minutes left. Caden Adams goes at Chamberlain Burgess and floats it and scores. Good defense, just better offense. Sometimes you're not going to win that battle. There's a couple of tough buckets here in the half for Caden Adams. Tanner sends out to Sellers. And he's cut off on the baseline and has to go back to McKay along the baseline. Sends it to Tadji. Tadji for 3, no. Rebound to Tanner. Tanner fits it into Burgess, and he's fouled from behind. And that will put Burgess at the line for 2 free throws. And that's going to go on to Hanks.
First person on 16 foul. At the line for the Knights, number 42, Chamberlain. Burgess. We shoot 2.
And Burgess hits the first.
Michael Minton checks in for the Vikings. In for the Knights, Bridger Dayton.
So Bridger Dayton will come on for Tadji. And Burgess can make it a 7-point game once again. Is Lone Peak staying within striking distance. And Burgess got them both. Big minutes here from the freshman. And a 7-point game. Adams down the lane. And 1. The foul will go to K.O. Hansen. And it'll put McCaden Adams at the line. And a timeout taken by Coach Ross. We'll take it as well. 4:08 left in the fourth quarter. PG leads by 9. You're watching Game Night Live Rewind.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I'm gonna take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
Jake said these are awesome for studying.
Line. You shouldn't ever take someone else's medication.
Know your script. Talk to your kids about the dangers of sharing prescriptions.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Test day's test day. Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
4:08 left in the fourth quarter. Dusty Litzter with you here at Lone Peak is McCaden Adams with the free throw with a +1. Make it a double-digit game. And he's short on the free throw, and the rebound taken by Dayton. Here's McKay Tanner. He's yet to score in the second half. He had 10 first half points. He is 0 in the second half. As they've got a little diamond here, putting Isaac Garrett toward the top. Oh, 2-on-2 is a timeout again to Lone Peak, trying to decipher this defense. Is a full timeout. So we'll be right back. 3:45 left in the fourth quarter, and Lone Peak coming out of the timeout. Both teams will be in the bonus. Both teams have 16 fouls as Hansen misses the junction jumper, and it's Garrett bringing down the board. And Mitten comes back the other way, leaves it for Isaac Garrett, sends up top to Anderson. And again, for PG, they can take all the time they want, up 9. With no shot clock, there is no incentive to force any action. And for Lone Peak, it's extending the game down double digits. Oh, and it's Hansen. That looked like a beautiful play. Broken up by Hansen's steal, and McKay Tanner can't get it. Gets it back, fits it inside to Hansen, who lays it in. And for those watching, screaming, you can't slap the backboard by goaltending. High school basketball, if you go for the steal, you can hit the backboard. That's not goaltending in high school basketball. As long as you go for the block, you can hit the backboard. Adams traveled. Traveling violation is Lone Peak basketball down 7. They've been here for most of the most of the fourth quarter, have been unable to get it within 5 or less. But PG going to pick up the pressure, and they'll drop it off. Here comes Sellers. Sellers on the drive, sends back to Staley. Isaac sends out to Burgess. Now Hansen back to Sellers. Here's McKay Tanner. Hansen with the screen, and Tanner is going to turn it over. Isaac Garrett with the steal ahead to Anderson, and he can't save it. So Lone Peak, a little bit of a bailout situation there. I mean, it was a great play by Isaac Garrett. That pass is a little too strong. As here comes Sellers. Bryce hanging on a pivot. Gives it back to Tanner. Minute 45 left in the fourth. Tanner on the drive, got a little bit of space, got the contact and the bucket, and he will go the line.
His third personal foul, 17 foul at the line for the Knights. McKay Tanner shooting one.
So Tanner can make it a 4-point game. And he does. 4-point game. Inside of a minute 35 left. Here's the trap and the timeout to Coach McAllister. The timeout on the floor, full timeout. We'll be right back. You're watching Game Night Live Rewind.
College wasn't built for me.
I didn't care if I had to work a double shift.
Or if my kid had a fever.
Deadline's a deadline.
I want to set the deadlines.
I want to take tests when I'm ready.
I want to take courses on my time.
And speed up when I know my stuff.
I want a university that cares about me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the nonprofit university of you.
1:33 left in the fourth quarter and a 4-point game. Lone Peak is trailed by 12 in the second half. Got it down to 4. And it's been a great effort by a lot of young underclassmen. And it's PG with the basketball. And we have free throws coming as Dayton with the steal. Dayton ahead to Staley. Staley stepped out of bounds. Couldn't keep the ball in bounds, and a missed opportunity goes by the wayside after a terrific defensive play. And Staley just stepped on the baseline. We're into Adams. Cale Hansen with him. Hanks get it back to him. That's a Adams to the hole, and now the foul. Dayton has to be separated. And you see Burgess immediately break that up. Leadership from the freshman. We'll wait for the official word. I mean, you have the foul on Dayton. I think we'll see where we go here. Remember in the first matchup, we had a similar, it was early in the third quarter, we had a situation where there was a steal, bucket, and then technical like right after. But this one didn't make a lot of sense. You got the foul, you need to give up the foul. And then anything afterward was nonsensical. But give it to Chamberlain immediately. Chamberlain Berg just goes and gets in the middle, grabs the senior, wraps him up, gets him out of there. The official's still talking this through. There was no initial technical. Remember, no reviewing, none of this stuff. The official's taking a long conversation. Right now we got a 2-shot foul for McCade and Adams. I think they're going to call an intentional foul. So they're going to call the coaches to the scorers.
The call is a double technical foul. The fouls will offset each other. Foul is committed by number 12, Cale Hansen.
So the foul goes to Cale Hansen, not to Bridger Dayton. Double technicals, so the technical foul will go on Hanks, and then the technical foul on Bridger Dayton. And then the gold star to Bridger Chamberlain. Or probably Chamberlain Burgess. So Taji and Sellers come back on for Rob Ross. So with the double technicals, there's no extra possession. So Adams gets his free throws. It'll be a true possession. And they're actually calling it on the floor. Then I'm calling on the shot. So foul on the floor. It's 1-and-1 free throws here for McCade and Adams. And he's off on the first. And a break to Lone Peak. Here comes Bryce Sellers. Goes through the hands of McCade Tanner. And Staley to the corner. Burgess has that one tipped by Garrett. Back in the hands of Burgess, and then nobody home. Opportunity after opportunity after opportunity in front of Lone Peak. And they've been unable to capitalize on it. 56 seconds to go. Now this goes all the way back to the first half, folks. 12-10 ball game. I think it was 4, 5, maybe even 6 possessions. They had about 10 looks at the hoop in that first half where Lone Peak was unable to score. And here, you've had the steal from Dayton, and then Staley unable to get the layup to go. And now here, you get the miss from Adams. And just opportunities going is loud enough in the gym that Randy McAllister could not get his timeout call that he finally did. Whew. You think these games don't matter? Come back. We'll be right back. Final moments here. 4-point game. And it is PG basketball, 56.6 seconds left. And thanks to trigger. They're trying to get Adams on the runner. Here comes Isaac Garrett. Now the foul to Dayton. 53.7 left. Now put Isaac Garrett at the line for 1-on-1 free throws. The last 1-on-1 free throws of the evening. It'll be double bonus. And that's number 3 on Dayton. And Garrett misses the free throw. Another open end, an opportunity for for Lone Peak. As our clock is malfunctioning, 45 seconds left. Our clock, remember, is unofficial. Staley for 3, and he's fouled. And it'll put Isaac Staley at the line for 3 free throws with 39.3 seconds left. These two freshmen tonight, I can't say it enough, have been huge. And Isaac Staley and Chamberlain Burgess. Staley had a block at the rim in the first half on Isaac Garrett. He had a couple. He had one in the second half on Adams. And now hits the first of 3 free throws. He can make it a 1-point game. So even with the double bonus coming up, it could be to make it still a 1-possession game. As Staley hits his second. So Dayton comes back on, along with K.O. Hansen. And Staley hits the first 2 of 3. And misses the second. And then a loose ball foul on K.O. Hansen on the rebound. So we will walk 98 feet the other way as K.O. Hansen will foul out. So actually, they should put time back on the clock. They got 38.7 seconds left. If that's on the rebound, it wasn't before it was rebounded. There should be time put back on the clock. That's essentially a dead ball foul. But they haven't done that. So at the line for a double bonus is Hanks. And that is 3 straight misses from the stripe for PG. So the clock officially is 38.7. Then we'll match it as they're asking the Lone Peak bench to stay down. Only the head coach can get up. as Hanks makes it a 3-point game. McKay Tanner trying to get it out. Hanks with the strip. Staley, and he's fouled. It'll be a double bonus free throws for Isaac Staley, as that foul is charged to Michael Minton. And Isaac Staley back to the line with 27.3.
Isaac Staley at the line shooting 2 for the Knights.
And he misses the first.
Checking in for the Knights, Richard Dayton. He's in for Pleasant Grove.
Misses them both, and it's Hanks with the board. And now the foul to McKay Tanner. With just over 22 seconds left, and Tanner's free throws could seal the deal here. Or pardon me, with Isaac Garrett. That is number 2 on McKay Tanner. So Garrett, who has 8 points on the night, hits the first. He had 7 points in the first quarter, got 9 on the evening, and a chance to make it a 2-possession game. And he does. Timeout, Randy McAllister. We'll take it with him. We'll be right back. 5-point game. 22 seconds to go. And it's Lone Peak basketball, trailing by 2 scores.
On the clock. Knights to inbound.
The Sellers triggers in to McKay Tanner. They got to get a shot quickly. Knights don't have time. Get it to Taji. Couldn't get the 3 off. He traveled. Valiant effort tonight from Lone Peak. The Taji, he had the look, got chased off just a little bit. But then he realized off the pump fake he was inside the arc, which wouldn't help. Tried to squeeze his way back and got caught traveling. 13 seconds to go as Hanks gets it ahead to Adams, and McCaden can't get it, and then he's fouled on the rebound by McKay Tanner as he was trying to not give up another bucket, as that will put McCaden Adams at the line for double bonus, or probably actually for 2 free throws.
McCaden Adams shoots 2 for the Vikings.
Bad McCaden misses the first. Remember, the clock does not stop on a made bucket. And we don't have the timeouts remaining for Lone Peak. And the second one is off as well. So here comes Lone Peak at 8 seconds. McKay Tanner to the rim and hits and timeout with 2.8. We'll match up 2.8 left. Timeout to Lone Peak. Not out of the woods yet, as Taylor Swift would say. 3-point game. We'll be right back. They put 3.4 on the clock. So really, PG's got to get the ball in bounds and then hit 1 free throw. Hanks has it stolen by Staley. That is blocked by Hanks. And they're going to put 0.5 on the clock. So the official already saying 0.5. How about Tanner Hanks? Isaac Staley has been absolutely clutch tonight. Hanks was the inbound. Staley with the steal, then Hanks with the block. What a play by Hanks of not giving up and playing defense on that. But the freshman Staley with the steal. So the official's going to talk about how much time to put on the clock. Initially they said 0.5. And I put 1 flat maybe. 1.2 seconds that I'm unofficially getting from executive producer Vince Francis. There it is. 1.2. I don't know if he's a lip reader on your.
Timeout taken by the Vikings.
We'll keep it here. But timeout to PG with 1.2 seconds left. Again, I want to remind you to come check out Game Night Live Rewind. Dane Stewart, myself, Dusty Litster. Last week went through the RPI and the boys. We talked about some dark horses. This week we're going to talk about the girls' side of things. Big news. Okay. Big news, Taya Sidbury, the now all-time leading scorer in the state of Utah's basketball history. She passed Croman Hook last night, scoring 40 points in a win last evening, and she's now the all-time leading scorer. We'll expand on her lead. She has 2 games left in the regular season. They head to the state tournament at Judge Memorial. We're talking about her. We're talking about what we're seeing. Lone Peak girls are undefeated on the year. You got Fremont continue to play well. Syracuse, Davis, Westlake, Skyridge amongst others that continue to play really well. And I'm leaving out teams. But our girls video will be shot and sent out this week. We'll also have our boys video come out midweek next week. Dane and I will be at Timpview at Alta as Izzy Engel and the T-Birds go into Alta High School. But again, go check out Game Night Live Rewind. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at GNL Rewind. 1.2 left in a 3-point game. Who's taking it for Lone Peak? Staley will be inbounding. Mazur got a mark, number 32, Dallin Tadji. They go into DeMille at the horn. And PG escapes. Pleasant Grove escapes a tough, gritty game against Lone Peak. Coach Ross and the Knights still looking for that first region win, but you see the differences in this Lone Peak team. They continue to play hard, and it just falls short, but PG does enough to get the win. What a game. A lot of fun tonight. And PG improves to 6-0 in region play, 16-3 on the year. Lone Peak goes to 8-8 on the year, 0-6 in region. But folks, in 6A, anything can happen on any given night. Our Heinemann & Associates player of the game, I'm going to go Tanner Hanks. He had clutch buckets down the stretch, and then the most clutch play of the night after the most clutch play before it. The steal from Staley on the inbound. Hanks coming back to get the block. Absolutely outstanding. Love the heart and play from Tanner Hanks. And again, our final score, Pleasant Grove 45, Lone Peak 42. Our Heinemann & Associates player of the game, Tanner Hanks. For Vince Francis, I'm Dusty Lister. Thanks for joining us and watching Lone Peak basketball on Game Night Live Rewind on KSLSports.com. Go check out our videos on KSLSports.com and on Instagram at GNL Rewind. We'll see you next week.